was imprisoned, blood was drawn, my body was eaten. In the end, my body was thrown into a pot by my fiance's brother and boiled into soup. I'm Ethan, and I survived 3 years in the apocalypse by relying on my awakened superpower. But I was tragically murdered by my beloved girlfriend and her lover. Perhaps out of pity, I was reborn 15 days before apocalypse. This time I will make sure the people who did this to me pay for it. But the most important thing now is to preserve our strength. I still retained my spatial superpower from my previous life. So I immediately began stockpiling supplies. Using my memories from the previous life, I helped the former Ice Queen, Aurora, resolve her company's crisis. I received $2 billion as a reward, which I used to crazily stockpile supplies. I transformed the supermarket I got from Aurora into a sturdy iron fortress. The apocalypse soon arrived. After the first wave of zombies, I decided to take action. I called Aurora to tell her I was going out from the fortress. Hearing this, Aurora was surprised. You want to go out? Didn't you say not to go out for 10 days? For ordinary people, that's true. But with my 3 years of apocalypse experience, now is the opportunity. In the early stages, zombies move slowly. Now is the best time to collect supplies. I directly asked her for the operating instructions for the combat robots. After familiarizing myself with the controls, I set off with 3 combat robots to Gator Fresh Produce Market. Upon arrival, I noticed something strange. It was eerily quiet, and there were no zombies. This is the largest wholesale market within 1,000 miles, usually bustling with people. To be safe, I stayed in the armored vehicle, having the robots make loud noises. If there were zombies, they would be attracted. The next moment, a massive triangular-headed monster emerged from the cold storage. Through the binoculars, I saw it was a gigantic mantis. No wonder it was so quiet, it must have killed everything. I ordered the robots to continue honking to provoke it. Like zombies, these early-stage monsters have weak defenses. I believed the robots could easily handle it. As it approached, I ordered the robots to shoot its head. However, to my surprise, the mantis didn't die after a round of shooting. Its weakness wasn't the head. The mutant mantis, now frightened, turned and ran. But I couldn't let it go. With so many supplies here, I couldn't risk it staying alive. I ordered the robots to attack its belly, which proved effective. Green liquid poured out, and soon, the giant mutant mantis stopped moving. After confirming its death, I got out of the car to collect supplies from the warehouse. Possibly due to the mantis, there were no zombies in the warehouse. I quickly transferred the supplies into my space. Just as I was about to leave, I heard faint crying from the room, where the mantis had emerged. Cautiously, I entered with the robots. The sight inside made my scalp tingle. The room was filled with giant insect eggs. Under the eggs were layers of live humans. No wonder there was no one around, they had all been captured as feed. In just over 10 hours, this mantis had evolved to such an extent. Other creatures must be evolving rapidly too. I needed to quickly enhance my strength. A few robots wouldn't be enough to stop these mutant monsters. I recalled 2 powerful individuals from my previous life. One named Reaper Blade, who awakened the Blood Ancestor bloodline, could suppress zombies, and had 2 zombie kings as subordinates. The other named Hawkeye, who awakened the ancestral dragon bloodline, which terrified both mutant beasts and ordinary animals. Together, they dominated the East River District. Their strength came from eating a special fruit found only in Flying Dragon Mountain and Wetland Park outside the city. Since I've been reborn, I must seize this great opportunity to strengthen myself. They found the opportunity half a month later. For now, I needed to deal with these insect eggs. Though disgusting, they could enhance abilities. I stored all the eggs in my space. After collecting them all, the people under the eggs woke up. I ordered the robots to rescue them. Seeing my immense power, they begged me to take them out. But I was no longer the saint I once was. I left some food for them, and continued searching other warehouses for supplies. Soon, I cleared out all resources. As I was about to leave, I saw a group of people bullying a little girl near my car. She cried helplessly for help. A bald man dragging her by the leg. Scream all you want, no one will hear. I'll take care of your father. Coldly observing, I realized these scum had begged for my help just moments ago, and now they were preying on the weak. From past experience, I knew such people were likely gangsters or criminals, best eliminated. I ordered the robots to shoot 2 of the thugs. The remaining thugs, terrified, begged for mercy. Boss, it's a misunderstanding. The father-daughter tried to run. We were catching the girl for you. But the girl, crying, said, they killed my dad to catch me. Scum would always be scum, without any sense of morality. I ordered the robots to kill the rest. I coldly stared at the indifferent onlookers. These people, so cold and cowardly, would lose their humanity eventually. They were a liability. Despite leaving them food and supplies earlier, I now ordered the remaining people shot. The girl, though shocked, hated these indifferent people but couldn't bear to watch them die. Seeing me as a ruthless killer, she dared not speak. After collecting supplies from the dead, I prepared to leave. But the girl, seizing the moment, climbed into the car. I didn't chase her out. Though no longer a saint, I wasn't inhumane. She was alone here, so I asked for her information, intending to send her home. She wanted to follow me. Coldly, I asked, I don't keep freeloaders. What can you do? Surprisingly, she replied, I can cook, garden, and even help you kill zombies. I drove off, needing someone to help manage things at my base. So I take me back to the supermarket. After we back, Vanessa called, saying they were starving and needed rescue. Since she was so eager, I'd send her off tomorrow. The next day, I drove to the gym. Texting her, I'm downstairs, come down. Zombies surrounded the vehicle but couldn't penetrate it. Inside, Vanessa was thrilled to see the armored car. But her lover, Gregory, frowned. I'm posing as a billionaire. With so many people, our cover will be blown. Vanessa was unconcerned. Once the zombies leave, we'll tell them we're leaving in batches, then tell Ethan here just us. Gregory agreed after hearing Vanessa's plan. They came to my car as planned. Once they were down, I opened the door and stepped out. Vanessa, coyly, said, Gregory is here too, joining us. I looked at her with mockery, a hint of killing intent. CEO Gregory? Since when did a gym owner become a CEO? Hearing this, Vanessa panicked. What do you mean, dear? I don't understand. I laughed loudly. Calling down 3 combat robots. You scheming couple, going to great lengths to deceive me. Don't think I don't know your plans. My loud voice attracted nearby zombies, making Vanessa frantic, trying to climb back into the car. Gregory, trembling, said, Ethan, there must be a misunderstanding. Let's talk inside. Coldly, I replied, tell it to the devil. I got back in the car and closed the door, ordering the robots to throw them to the zombies. Watching them get torn apart. I sipped red wine inside car. After the zombies finished, I returned to the supermarket. Another person came to die. Vanessa Hart's brother, Damian Hart, urging me to save them. I told them I'd send a robot to fetch them, as they lived in the neighborhood opposite mine. I remote operating the robots. Robots soon arrived at my old house. Seeing the robot, Damian excitedly called his parents and girlfriend to come down. But they soon noticed something was wrong. The robot wasn't protecting them but staying behind them. Damian, puzzled, checked his phone and saw my message. Forgot to tell you, your sister and Gregory are zombie food now. Your turn next. Stunned, Damian froze. His family gathered, but it was too late to run. The robots grabbed them and threw them to the zombies. Terrified, Damian wet himself. Operating the robot, I watched as the zombies devoured them. Soon all 4 were eaten by the zombies and reduced to skeletons. With my past life's great vengeance finally avenged, I laughed joyously. Calming down, I realized we were still in the early apocalypse. Though I had enough supplies. The safety houses were established on the 4th day in my past life. They started collecting supplies citywide. And within half a month, many shelters appeared, claiming resources. I had to act fast, heading to Megamart. Having worked there before, I knew it had abundant supplies. Arriving at Hawthorne Plaza, I found all zombies already eliminated. Carefully checking the surroundings, finding no threats, I led the robots to the building entrance. Suddenly, a loud crash behind me. A flower pot fell from above with a note. Connecting it to the dead zombies, I quickly retrieved the note and returned to the car. Armed bandits inside, don't enter, the note warned. Deciding to stay out, I remotely controlled the robots, ordering them to eliminate any armed individuals inside. Upon entering, the bandits, seeing the robots, panicked and fled. Underestimating the robots, all were killed within 30 seconds. I was puzzled. In the previous life, it took over 10 days for gangs to form because awakened beings only appeared on the 10th day. Why were there bandits on the 3rd day now? It wasn't until I saw the scarred corpse that I understood. A group of high-risk criminals had escaped from prison, occupying Hawthorne Plaza, and all of them had awakened abilities. No one knew what they looked like. Only that their leaders were a scar-faced man and a pockmarked man. Now, with the pockmarked man absent, he must still be in the building. I ordered the robots to search upstairs. Suddenly, a terrified scream echoed. The robots, following my orders, quickly ran towards the source. They reached the 4th floor, where a middle-aged man with a pockmarked face was holding a woman hostage. Seeing the woman, I was overjoyed. Clara Bennett. In the previous life, Clara was one of the few kind and grateful people in the apocalypse. When I was besieged by people from the Fragrant Harbor base, Clara ran away in an emergency. I thought she was ungrateful. But she returned soon, battered and bruised. She had crossed a horde of zombies to find her best friend, the Ice Queen Aurora, risking her life. Clara brought reinforcements and saved me. Knowing she would soon turn into a zombie, she charged at the enemies, sacrificing herself before I could use my blood to save her. It was my greatest regret, fearing my immortal blood secret would be exposed and failing to save her in time. The pockmarked man froze upon seeing the robots. If they were police, he could negotiate. Seizing his moment of hesitation, I ordered the robot to shoot. A single shot rang out, and the robot precisely blew his head off. Clara, relieved, sighed. Before she could react, I rushed out of the elevator and hugged her. Seeing you alive makes me relieved. Clara, bewildered, asked, do you know me? You're Clara Bennett, measurements 92-63-96, I blurted out without hesitation. Clara was shocked and angry. This was a secret only her closest confidants knew. How did this stranger know? And she had never seen me before. Seeing her confusion, I smiled mischievously, joking, I'm your lover from a past life, would you believe it? Determined to protect her this time, I introduced myself. We exchanged information. She threw the flower pot to warn me. Initially hiding in the server room, Clara emerged to warn me when the bandits arrived. Caught by the pockmarked man, she was relieved to see me. Understanding the situation, I continued searching the building for supplies with Clara. She marveled as items disappeared into my space upon touch. I revealed my spatial ability to her, knowing more people would soon awaken abilities, making it no secret. After half a day, we cleared them all. Returning to the car with Clara, Aurora called, saying they were running out of food and needed rescue. A few days ago, she had asked me to supply them unconditionally. I refused, not out of spite, but knowing her strong personality, there could only be one absolute leader in a post-apocalyptic force. I needed her to endure some hardship. With government agencies in chaos, Aurora had no choice but to seek my help. I have a batch of weapons. Are you interested? Save us, and they're yours. I cared little for the weapons, asking how many people were with her. Sensing my interest, Aurora eagerly explained. There are 32 male employees, 21 of whom are vetted ex-military security personnel. Aurora's rise to Ice Queen was due to having over 20 awakened subordinates, and they were tightly knit. Even ruthless figures like Reaper Blade and Hawkeye dared not provoke them. Only those with strong willpower and determination awakened. These 20-plus soldiers were likely future abilities. I said, I can save you, but under two conditions.